A lot of y'all are still sounding like last year. The game need change and I'm the motherfucking cashier.
Kieron, bro. Oh my God. I've looked at that 5 times. Bruv, that is fucking crazy. Listen, I know you're a wizard already as it is. Bro,
right now you're listening to the one and only Kieron J.
There's 2 main factors to being a DJ. Number 1 is, and it's pivotal, it's the absolute foundation. And it's mad how many times this happens. A lot of people approach me expecting me to say no to them. Because I'm not sure if it's something that you do. I want to know what you think about this, actually. Let me put this on you.
Go on.
We can ask the
audience,
the viewers as well.
Oh, you got my attention there, big man.
Yeah, I'm ready. He was like, I ain't even told you what for yet. I was like, I don't care, I'm ready. That was it. And I just thought to myself in that moment, I'd love to be the guy and feel how he felt in that moment. I kind of reverse engineer everything. Like, I flew in from Napa to the UK, then I flew out to do a Love Island after party at O Beach.
No. Welcome to the Today We Won podcast. I'm so excited to be here with a friend, an old school brother, a DJ that I follow actively, and you know, just a kind-hearted mentor and soul in general, DJ Kieron J, and I'm so happy to be here.
Nice little introduction, that.
Yeah, no, some respect, my bro. Definitely.
Mentoring soul, I like that.
No, 100%, because that, when we talk, even before this, you've got that, I've got it. Do you know what I mean? It's that type of like energy where like, you're not the big bro, but you're someone who's experienced something and you can articulate your experiences in a way that can give someone else a clearer understanding of their self or their situation more than their self. You know what I mean?
Yeah, empathic.
Yeah.
I try to listen more than I speak. There was a quote I read a long time ago. I think it was a doorman actually who told me, not a quote I read. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Use it. Yeah. So keep your ears open and your mouth closed. But if you use your ears properly, you might be able to use your mouth to help somebody. And
that's definitely, it's very true. It's definitely the right thing, the right philosophy. My thing is listen more than you speak, which is the same thing. And, you know, we've heard that from wise souls before us, and it's 100%. Very true, you know, listen more than you speak. So I absolutely love it. So again, this episode, I can't get over the fact that you was able to be a DJ at the age of 16. DJing at the age of 16 blows my mind. So can we just start there? How did you get into that?
Well, it started with my dad. He was a doorman for 20 years at the time. He was working in all over the UK, Manchester, Bristol. He had head doorman positions. He had, you know, supervisors and all that business. He'd worked his way up. And he was always talking to me about the DJs and the music, because I was always making music at school, which I'm sure you know. I was never amazing at it, but that's where you start.
We all have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
We all have to start somewhere.
And the year 11 ended. Showing my age now, it's before you had to stay on till you were 18. 16. Big man in the big wide world, apparently so. Mom and stepdad, I was living with them, and they were like, right, college is coming up, you need to get some work. And I was like, right, well, I don't need to do that because I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And they're like, well, how are you going to start if, you know, you don't get a job? Now, they just wanted me to get anything. I was drawn to going to a, do you remember Bass Junkies?
Yeah, Bass Junkies was nuts. Yeah, it had all the tunes.
I was so into that. Like the whole car scene. I love cars and stuff like that back then.
And the speakers, it had the tunes, it had the stereos, it had everything.
Yeah.
It did have everything. Do you know what I mean?
I always loved music.
Yeah.
So it made sense to kind of, because I loved music and I wanted to do something with music, to get into that side. So I sent a CV, heard nothing back. Okay, cool. And, you know, mum and stepdad are like, well, you know, we've got to try other things, try this place, try that, office jobs, and they worked in like deliveries and stuff like parcels and things like that. Freight and stuff like that. And I was like, it's not for me. No, it's too far away from what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I rang my dad up and I was venting. I was like, they're all getting on at me and And he went, right, no worries. Give me 10 minutes. Went off the phone, phoned me back, got you a job, glass collecting at a nightclub. And I was like, okay, try it out.
Yeah.
So turns out this job was 60 miles of travel every night.
Oh, fair play.
But it was all covered. I'd go with my dad and, you know, up there, walked in the club, and obviously there's music. And Blue Cantrell, Sean Paul, Breathe. That tune dropped and the crowd just erupted in the room.
That's a tune as well. The thing is, just side note, sorry, that type of song there, you know, when that tune, that bass drops.
Yeah.
And especially when it was new, when everyone knew.
Yeah. I mean, this was like 2009. So it was like what now we consider like loyal Chris Brown. You know, like you still all work Rihanna, like you play it.
Yeah.
And it's not quite 10 years old. It's like 5-6 years old, maybe something like that, around about that time. And it was like a guaranteed club hit.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to get a reaction.
Yeah, and the place was rammed.
Get a reaction. Yeah.
Electric, and it was like 10 p.m. Back in the days when places were full at 10 p.m, you know what I mean?
Yeah, wow. Because what it was, the reason why it would be full at 10 p.m, but before 11 was because it was like free entry or half price drinks or
a shot with entry and all this business.
5 alcohol pops for like £5 before 11. So you go there dead early and
gone
you get yourself booze up.
Yeah, gone all the days, man.
It's facts, go on, bro. Sorry.
But yeah, so walked in, that was it, and I just thought to myself in that moment, I'd love to be the guy and feel how he felt in that moment when he chose and played that song and it worked. I was thinking of like the thought process of, I'm going to pick this song, I'm going to play it. Wow, they've screamed. You know what I mean?
Work it backwards, like they don't know what's about to happen next.
I kind of reverse engineer everything. Like I just try to break everything down. It doesn't matter what it is, whether I'm cooking or whatever, cleaning, or like I just always reverse engineer. And there was something in that moment that made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. And I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. So I was glass collecting for a little bit, and I really got in with the manager at the time. He knew I was 16, but I wasn't allowed to serve alcohol. I could pick up empty bottles. I wasn't handling alcohol.
Yeah, so you wasn't breaching any law. Specific.
Yeah. So, and I was under my dad's supervision, technically, because he was working there. So you probably wouldn't get away with it these days, but it was there. It was kind of, I worked in the grey area, you know, and I built up from there, had a radio, and I was like, I got people who were like 5 years older than me, finishing uni and stuff for a quick bar gig or whatever to get some money. And I'm telling them there's a spillage over here that we need to get sorted, and so-and-so is happening here, and I'm on the radio constantly. So I kind of had it in me from the start to be
confident to just speak up and be yourself, say what needs to be said, as opposed to shy away, because it's time is moving. It's moving now. I can't help myself. Carry on, bro.
And so started to get in with the customers, and they were all older than me, but none of them knew my real age or anything like that. So it matures you very quick.
Yes,
it does. I kind of, that gap, I missed my prom because I was working at school. Don't regret it, to be honest. But Yeah, there was a lot of things that I missed at that time of my life.
Yeah.
Family parties, barbecues,
Going
birthdays.
dossing, as we would have said,
hanging around with friends and this, that and the other. So I sort of went on this tangent of, I've always been a small circle guy anyway. And my very, very small circle at the time I'd see. But after that, I'd be at home. Saving. My first goal was saving for a laptop, a MacBook, which back then, on a 16-year-old's wage of £5 an hour, £6 an hour, it takes a while to make a grand.
It does, definitely. I agree with you. I was going to ask you then, what was your setup?
Outgoings.
What was your setup? What was your your equipment? Say your startup. What would your first 5 items be?
My first ever musical piece of equipment was a keyboard.
Okay, cool.
That my dad's side of the family, my grandma used to play piano, and also his uncle and auntie, they were well into the music.
Okay.
And for one Christmas, they bought me a piano, like, you know, those ones that DJ, and you know, one of those. So I've got a full keyboard, and it sat collecting dust for ages and ages, like years, 2-3 years maybe, when I was like 12, 13. And then I started to learn. I just got bored one day and I got the internet and I was like, YouTube was a new thing. Let me learn to play the piano a little bit. So I got into it and I started playing Mad by Neo. That was my song. And I can actually play the song now.
Brilliant.
I've built myself up.
Yeah.
That was my first piece of equipment. But I had a Dell computer, which was the family computer, full of LimeWire and all that business.
LimeWire,
MSN and LimeWire was just the thing.
It was. And what was it? What was that bear one?
Bearshare.
Yeah. Go on, sorry.
And then from there, my first goal was to get a MacBook because in every DJ booth there seemed to be a MacBook with the good DJs, and I was like, if I'm going to be a good DJ, I've got to emulate monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
So there's a reason all the top DJs who are coming in have got MacBooks, so I'm going to get a MacBook. So I bought a 2009-10 MacBook, saved all my money up, bought it outright. I was over them. Dad took me to pick it up.
Fair play.
Yeah. And then bought a little controller, Vestax VCI 300. I'm not going to be that guy and say you're not a DJ if you don't know what it is, but it's the original controller with jog wheels that you could scratch on. It was the first real one of its kind, and it worked with Serato. And it was like, wow, like this is it. 600 quid for that.
Yeah.
DJ's an expensive game.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially to get
and you had to roll with your stuff as well.
Yeah.
I come from a musical family, so I know about that. You had to roll with your stuff.
First pair of headphones, I found them in a DJ box. And they'd been there for about 6-7 weeks. So I knew no one was coming to pick them up.
Yeah.
Working in the club all the time, I knew where they were. Conveniently moved them to the side and left them there for a few more weeks. And I was like, right, no one knows. I'll take them.
Yeah, they're
so had them. That was my setup. I was only DJing in that club anyway. Got my first, practice sessions before my gig and this, that, and the other. And I built up from there. And one day the manager rang me on the way to work, and I had a habit of always packing my laptop and my controller when I was on my way to my bar gig, like Glasgow.
So sorry, just on that note there, because that's not I'm not going to say usual, because that's not the right word, but that's not the average mindset. So I just wanted to pick up on that. So you said you used to go to your glass collecting job with your DJ equipment.
Yeah, because like obviously when you're traveling 60 miles a night, 4 nights a week, you've got an hour in the car down to Cheltenham from Wolverhampton, where it's just you and 6 or 7 doormen.
Yeah.
And doormen are some of the wisest people on the planet. Like they are, because they've seen everything. They've dealt with all sorts of situations.
Well. Yeah.
They know the dark side of the world. They know the bright side of the world, and they know everything in between, because their job is to keep them safe.
Yeah.
That's a good doorman. And, a lot of them were over 30, 40 in the car, years old. So I was just subject to a constant barrage of wisdom whenever I'd speak up. I used to sit quietly a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And observe everything. I'd hear this story about, I would be glass collecting and, you know, just picking up bottles and worrying about sick in the toilets or whatever. And I didn't realise the other side of the club, there was an ambulance sorting this out. It was all dealt with that well that no one knew it had happened apart from the door staff and the management, and that was it. Done.
Yeah.
And then I'd hear the story afterwards, or there'd be things in the night where I'd go, oh, I saw a bit of blood here. Oh, I'll tell you what happened there. So-and-so did this, and they were speaking to his girlfriend, and da-da-da, and bang, there you go. That's where the blood came from. Oh, right. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fascinating world, the nightclub industry.
Yeah.
And they were always saying, you should go for it, you should do it, you know, like backing me up constantly.
That's good, because then you've got, because one thing, I'm always asking questions on behalf of the viewer, but it's because if there's someone watching or someone that could pass this on to someone who had an interest in following their dream, it doesn't have to be DJ, just following their dream, then it's nice to know that when you do have people support you, and they are a lot older than you, that can see the potential in you, listen to them.
100%.
As opposed to, you know...
It's very hard at that age as well, because you're battling with your ego. You've just finished school. You know it all.
Yeah.
You are the new generation.
So
no one can tell you anything, or so you think.
Yeah, 100%.
You're walking into the big boy world, you know, or big girl world. Like, you're walking into the big wide world, as my dad used to call it, and it's sink or swim out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have no choice in that sort of industry than to listen to your peers. And your peers happen to have 20, 30 years experience on you if you're a doorman or whatever, or a manager, or... So those were the people I was surrounding myself with. You know, and it was one of those where I just prepared myself mentally for that opportunity that came up, where what's the point in spending and working all those hours and spending the money to upgrade myself and get this equipment if I'm going to leave it at home when I'm going into the environment?
And it costs you so much, and you're frigging out to sweat, you know, go without all of this. I'm just saying that's such a forward-thinking mindset. Like, I know you have good peers, good old man that can guide you in the right direction, but it's still a forward mindset, because there's still tons of kids out there that have peers and parents who are guiding them in the right direction, but at the same time they say, listen,
take it on board.
Yeah, they can't be told.
The people around you, especially the older generation, it doesn't matter if they are 5 years older than you or 50. The longer the age gap, the larger the age gap between you now and the person you're talking to, the more you can absorb.
Yeah.
Like, which is why the older you are, the more respect I'll ever give you, and time, because you can give me perspectives on things that I am yet to even witness. And you're giving me things and ideologies of a world that was before now, but it's still relevant today, the core principles, and that is always an evolving process. That's the way I see it. So listen to your peers, especially your elders, and respect them.
So you said to me you took your DJ sets. I'm just going to call it your DJ set. I know it's your equipment, but whatever, your DJ set all the time. Did they ask you all the time? When was I telling
No,
you?
never asked me. Never asked me.
When was your first opportunity? They give you an opportunity, or did do you know what I mean? Like, when was the first time they had faith in you?
I'd been working there for 9 months or so, and I'm on my way to work one Saturday night, and the regular DJ, I got really in with the DJs. I love the DJs.
Okay.
I'd always make sure they got a Coke or whatever they wanted, or, you know, whatever it was they wanted. I'd always have an excuse to be by the DJ box. So I got to know each one. and they'd always let me have a little mix, that I need the toilet. Where's Kieron? Like, he can do 2 songs for me.
Yeah.
So, and then they'd go to the toilet, and I'd try something, and it might or might not work, and then they come back and go, I see what you tried to do there. Let me show you this, or let me show you that, and you can. And then I'll be like, right.
So they saw the potential in you.
Yeah. They gave me the time. They gave me the time. They weren't shady with it at all. Some were better than others, and technically, but I was always drawn to that technicality. I loved it. I just, that's sick. Like, you're doing something nobody can fathom, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And as it was, one of the DJs I respected the most, the Saturday night guy, Darren, his name was, he had the night off, and he was from Bristol, down Bristol way. So it was only like half an hour for him to travel in and out. It was a local gig for him.
Yeah.
He was ill for whatever reason, and Matt, manager, rings me up. He's like, "You all right, mate? Are you on your way?" I went, "Well, yeah. I'm supposed to be starting at 10:30.
Yeah.
He was like, "Have you got your DJ stuff? I know you've always got it in the car." Light bulb. I was like, where's this conversation going?
Yeah.
And I got hot. And I was like,
go. Oh, you got my attention there, big man.
Yeah, I'm ready. He was like, I ain't even told you what for yet. I was like, I don't care. I'm ready. He was like, well, Darren's ill. And before I start ringing around, I know you're here. So would you mind just, step up? Yeah, no worries, bro. Didn't even finish the sentence. I was like, yeah. Put the phone down. Boys in the car were like, was that about Kieron? I was like, looks like I'm DJing tonight. And the car erupted. Oh, shit. I was like, okay. So got to put my big boy pants on now. I was 17 at the time, not even old enough to be in there. But I'd been around it long enough to know what worked, what didn't, what to do, what not to do.
So music and so knowledge of music though as well.
Yes, yeah.
So like, even just pause on your own level, what you think is hot. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, we'll get to this in a minute.
All right.
Bookmark that. Yeah. Right. So I get to the gig and I did my first set off and transitions, and it was rammed within 10 minutes of being open.
Imagine, bro.
And I'm like, all right, I know. So-and-so does this and so-and-so plays that.
What's capacity looking like? Sorry, kid.
Well, it was 2 floors. Okay. So downstairs you had the R&B room, and upstairs you had, it was like, do you remember Head Candy? Like the housey vibes and stuff like that. Like the pictures were all like from Vice City, like the women. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was kind of their theme upstairs. I would say downstairs, probably about 450.
Okay, yeah.
Upstairs, probably about 6. So it was 1,000 capacity club. But we used to open the R&B room first, fill up the room, and then put people upstairs.
Yeah, let them filter up. Yeah, let them explore.
At like 11:30, ready for the main gig. Yeah. Usually by that time, the downstairs part would then thin out because everybody was upstairs.
Yeah.
So I'm playing and I'm enjoying it, and I'm getting in the vibe, and I'm playing these songs, and I'm like, oh, I know this one goes off, bang, bang, and they're screaming, and I'm getting this, what I first felt in that moment of, this is me now. This is me. Yeah. It took me 9 months, and I'm here. It's me. I'm done. I've completed it. Problem was, came to 11:30. Oh, no. Upstairs had opened, and I'd played all my bangers already, and I got another 3 hours to play.
Yeah, entertain the crowd with no new music.
So the atmosphere went really electric to then upstairs opened. I start then thinking, oh God, like, you know what I mean? So I have to start then using my initiative as a DJ. First time ever. Like, I've never played to a crowd properly before. I've never
it's true.
felt a room of people that I don't know or what they want, but I know I'm supposed to be playing R&B. And I love R&B music. So I start digging in my crates and going through Neo or like Mario and it was working really well. And it was sketchy mixes, and it wasn't this, that, and the other, but the songs were right. And it kept the room busy. busier than usual at that time.
No way.
And at the end of the night, I spoke to the manager and that, and he was like, "You did really well there." He said, I've been thinking about moving a few things around. I was like, right. He went, "How about you have the R&B room?" And I went, "Now, rewind. Dorman have always told me you respect the people who showed you the way.
Of course. So you
Rule
can't just
number one.
step all over his stuff now.
And I loved him. And I was like,
yeah, check with him first.
That's what I thought. I sort of just went, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And he went, "Actually, he's moving upstairs." And I went, "Oh.
Yeah, now there's a vacancy."
Okay.
Yeah.
So they started putting it, because he was very, very experienced and very good at what he did. Still is. And yeah, he went upstairs. I stayed downstairs and took it on every Saturday. 50 quid a night. I was balling, bro.
Yeah, come
Absolutely
on, bro.
Balling.
Young, don't need
17.
nothing, got everything. You're already in the place to be, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to. You're 16, 17, 18, 19. You all want to be clubbing. You want to be in the club. That's where you want to be. I don't care who.
100%.
You want to be in the club.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? You do it that
And so
age.
did I. Like, I was just so, get me there. Like, when I was at home, it didn't feel right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Bored.
I wasn't allowed to drink or anything. I was too young. So it was just pure endorphins I was running on.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
The thrill, and you know what it is as well, on a deeper one, is being accepted. Not being accepted on a sound like that, but don't forget, you're younger, so you're entertaining these grown people, and they're gassed. And you're like, you know, they're actually digging it, you know, like they're
and this
actually
sort of,
digging it.
Like, I had this struggle for a while, which not a lot of DJs talk about. I don't know whether it's because not everyone has it, but I was a weekend superstar, and then I'd walk through Asda at 17, 18, 19, you know, like you've just entertained a whole crowd of people. Then you come back and you just pop it in to get a meal deal or whatever, and no one really even, like, they're just
better than 90.
But at the end of the night, when you're DJing, people all want to know you, and they want to, "That was sick," and you know what I mean. And that messed with my head when I was a teenager.
Yeah,
it did.
I mean, to be fair,
it was weird.
There is no way I could have asked that as a question, but wow, because that is a whole mind fuck within itself if you think about it, bro. But you have to know from this perspective, you've got drunk people who are gassed, who are lovey, who are loud.
At that age, you don't understand that, because you're not even old enough to drink.
No, you don't. You don't get it.
So you know, it wasn't necessarily when I was actually 17. It was more when I was about 19, 20. And I'd already got 3 years experience by the time I was 20.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, like, you know, I was doing bits on a weekend, but
still invisible.
But nobody in the daytime.
Yeah.
And then obviously you always aspire to be like your Radio 1 DJs or this, that, and the other. And eventually it hit me so much that it used to make me go to my room and work harder on my practice, because it was like, you know what? I'm in front of them, but they forget about me.
Yeah.
Every time I turn up, it's a real thing. Like, I turn up to play, they're sober, they know me for that room, they don't know who I am. I need to get them to look at me. So I need to go home and practice and be better. So
they start tracking who is actually in that frigging booth, as opposed to just shocking it and having fun. We're like, nah, who is this here? Because I want to drink, I want the toilet, and I'm supposed to leave 2 hours ago, and I can't get out. I can't leave.
I can't get out. Yeah. I can't leave. I've got to be there and see what's going on next.
Serious, bro.
And I had some nights where I was on form, and other nights where I was like, yeah, it was good.
Okay,
yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was successful. Yeah. We got to the end of the night.
Yeah,
no
we got
booze.
to the end of the night.
Yeah. But then obviously you deal with music putting out middle of the night, you don't know what it is. Like, you have to learn how to like address those situations when the music puts out, when you're not, there's no text message that comes beforehand saying, by the way, in 3 minutes it's gonna go silent. You're in the middle of a blend and you're like, yeah. What happened? And it could be your laptop died because you forgot to put your charger in. All right, remember that for next time. These things that no one teaches you them.
Yeah.
You have to learn them, and you can't do it. There's no college degree that says, yes, I've studied how to be a DJ. It's very much, the reason it's such a diverse world is because it's everybody's unique experience that defines them and carves them as a DJ.
100%. And now I love that, because your style is, well, it isn't one that I've seen before, so let's just start there. But your style as a DJ, it is mixing music and going off the last word, using a word as a pivotal point. I've spoke to some people, and I've been in DJ situations, not fully done it myself, but in the booth and just being nosy. And people are like, you can't mix two, you know, so it's like you mix the BPM, that one, beats per minute. You mix the BPM, so you put them in BPM order, and then you can mix them like that. I've never seen, okay, maybe not never, but I've never seen somebody use a word as a pivotal point. I don't think you understand how important that is. It means, I don't give a fuck how fast or slow the song is, bro. I'm putting it on and it's going.
It's going to make sense.
Works, bro. It fucking works, bro. You don't understand.
I'll tell you where that came from. I'll tell you where it came from. And I know everybody's going to be like, the DJs who watch this, they're going to be like, where did it come from? Because a lot of them do think it was me. But I was always observant. And my dad used to take me to some other places that he used to work when I was 17, 18, 19. And we'd have a WKD and watch the DJ, like market research, so I could learn. And he introduced me to a DJ in Stafford. Daryl Williams, his name is, from Wolverhampton. And he was the coolest mofo I'd ever met, bro. Like, he was, I'd say he was there's about 8-9 years between us. He's a lot older than me. But he was, you know, mid-20s, approaching 30s when I first properly like started to get to know him. He introduced me to him, and we waited till the end of the night. And I'd been listening to his set, and he was playing stuff like Trey Songz, Can't Help But Wait. And I was like, ooh, like, he's got soul in his R&B. You know what I mean? I was just geared to playing the hits and the commercials.
The hits and getting everyone dancing. And
when I was crate digging, sometimes things wouldn't hit, and I was like, I need to get out of Cheltenham and try the Midland scene, because I know that's where I'm from, and that's where the urban music's at. Local.
Seriously, local. Bro, honestly.
Even at 18, I knew this. So,
which is wise.
I had to position myself to get that kind of experience and absorb it. I was a sponge, bro. Literally, I just took everything in. And the first night I met him, it was the end of the night, and like my dad went over, and he was like, "Oh, this is my son," and he was like, "Oh, how you doing?" Da 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 da. Like, he already knew my dad, and he was like, he said, "Yeah, I'll show you." Like, and he stayed after the set, showed me his equipment, showed me like a couple of things that he does. He was on his way out, but he took the time.
No, but that's nice.
He took the time. And like, then after that, I got him on Facebook and stuff like that. I was still underage though, so I couldn't go and see him.
Yeah, you couldn't just hit him up.
But that one night, it was like, in my head, it was like a game changer, because he showed me possibility.
Yeah, it was a peak, though. It was a real peak in them, and like
behind the curtain.
Yeah, that's
it. Man.
That's it. Yeah.
And then I noticed that he was like, when I got 18, 19, me and him were doing. I'd worked my way up at this point through Wolverhampton, and we were working at Walkabout. back to back. And I was listening to his sets, and he'd always go after me, so I'd be earlier than him, but we'd be in the same room, same booth. And that was my boot camp, because I had, in my head, I had to be good enough to stand next to him, to gain his respect, which probably wasn't the case.
No, but it helps you
but
to
it was
focus
my own
yourself.
mental, it was like, it's always been this. It's always an ego brush with DJs, connecting with DJs, especially back in those days, because you had a turf and you didn't step on that guy's turf, and that was his club. You know what I mean? And I noticed he started linking a few words together and stuff like that. And obviously at this point now, I'm already primed to think this way, because I'm paying attention to things that the regular club goer isn't there for. But he's doing it, and he's sick for the time, for the equipment, for everything. He's good. And the idea itself was raw. It was like, ooh, I've not.
So then like it's fresh. Like,
I've not heard it
said,
before.
Like
It's a game changer.
It up,
So I went back and practiced it, and I didn't use my rule was, if I'm going to bite this, I'm not going to do what he does. I'm going to come up with ideas that he hasn't thought of.
So it's
using the
original.
Same model.
Yes, so it's original.
So you can't tell me that it's pirating you. But what I'm doing is forwarding something you've got that you're doing. And at the time, I didn't know whether he discovered it or what, but he was onto something, and it was sick. But then I become obsessed with it, and it was like, I've got this track goes into this track, but then that track says this, and then this can go in after, and then that says this, and I can go in, and before you know it, I've got 5 songs in a row, and I'm like, not heard him do that before. Okay. And then I was always obsessed with like DMC style, turntable scratching and vinyl and da-da-da. So I started incorporating these things that I'd already learnt about to then make it a performance and make it like, what is going on? Like, you know what I mean?
See, you answered your own question. I've got Kieron talking to Kieron of different ages here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you younger, you said like, the motherfuckers don't appreciate what they're getting, and it's true. That's why they don't recognise you. And the older you's like, well, I'm gonna show you how to turn their head, and that's what it is when you get them to look at like, hold on, like, is he really doing that? You mean, and you're like, what? Like, hold on, stop here and just focus over there a sec.
Daryl used to come to my house. And I'd have, by then I bought vinyl decks because I was pure. Like, I was like, if I'm going to learn DJing, I've got this controller, but where did it come from? So I started looking into history, and I'd come across Jazzy Jeff, and I'd come across Grandmaster Flash, Rock Raider, the Executioners. Like, they're all people that, to anybody else, they're like, who? But in the DJ world, Rob Swift, they're like
old school vets. Like.
They are they're the kids who were messing about with their parents' records,
turntable
scratching them when you're like, don't touch the records, and they're like,
needle.
It makes a cool sound when I do this. And they started to develop the DJ foundations, but they were getting funky with it, and they were taking old school disco and playing the same song on both sides, replacing this kick with that snare, and it was beat juggling, turntablism, the roots of it, and I become obsessed. It was a rabbit hole that I'm still going down now. Like, I'm still learning things now.
I'm not gonna lie, I play your mixes when I go out on my bike. I love going out on my bike, and I play your mixes, and I love them because when I hear the hooks, like, I'm like you, my brain works in a similar way. So I work backwards as well. Do you know what I mean?
Reverse engineering again. It's kind of the point of the chat, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was like, you know what it was? I tell a lie. I play a lot of DJs because I love music. I see myself as a music connoisseur. I really do. Because I grew up from a family of DJs and stuff, my uncles and my dad and all this stuff. So anyway, I see myself as a DJ musician connoisseur. I play a lot of mixes. DJ Rusky, I love. My cousin, I love Ace. And there's another mix that I play all the time, and your mix, in terms of DJs. But it was your mix that made me do that.
Yeah.
Because it was CD 4 or 5, Crocodile Teeth, that's what it was. It was Crocodile Teeth. And when you put that tune over another song, I didn't even know how hard you pulled me on this fishing hook, but I'm not even playing with you. And I heard Crocodile Teeth some weeks, months, who knows, later. It was not the same day.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for your drop, and it wasn't your drop. And I was like, so that's Kieron's. And I thought, hold on.
It's not the same.
That's sick though. And I thought, okay. And then I hear everyone else drop that one tune, just that one tune, and it never changed. And I thought, that's nuts. So then when I play it back and I play the mix and I listen to it from a one part of the tune that I freaking love, mix I should say, I thought, wow, okay, my guy. Then I realised, because like you say, reverse engineer, you do the hooks on the last words or a word that you like in your loop. And, and
for the listeners, for context, I'll put it on.
Yeah.
I'll put it on. So continue.
So, and for me, it was, I can explain it. It was exciting. And the reason why it was exciting was because the more I'm listening to you DJ, the more I'm hearing the songs, then you'll just loop a lyric, start a new song off it, and not even hold that song for too long, you know?
Yeah. So I made an edit, and it's the original track is by Beer, and this is the beat.
Yeah.
So that's it.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Okay.
But I decided, well, they're in the same key and this, that, and the other. And I always found that track dropped. It dropped but it didn't slap in the club.
Bang.
So you have the original intro.
Yeah.
Is that on a don't grind me? First one on a bowl like them full of gun heavy clip.
So I just replaced. All I did, I took the acapella, the vocal from Crocodile Teeth, and I took the intro with the piano, so everybody thinks it's going into that track. And then the bass line and the beat switches on the drop, but you still get the acapella you're expecting. So people rap it, but they start rapping it and they're like, "Ooh, this is different."
Because it flows, then you don't. It's not even a fact of question that you have a choice or a say, but because it flows in line, you just roll with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for me, the hooks, like, I'm gonna have to put some of your snippets of your DJ mixes into this here.
Yeah, of course, that'd be good.
I'll put some in, because what I'm saying to you is the hook into Crocodile Teeth was nuts. The hook out of Crocodile Teeth was nuts.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why I use the term
remember
hook.
what I put after on that mix. Because a lot of the mixes that I do pre-plan them. But 95% of it is one take. Okay. So it's this is going to be my new mix. Make a title for it. I'm going to start with this song. I'm going to add. I want to make sure I've got these 5 tracks in there. Let me find things that fit in the middle of them, technically, wordplay, or anything that I can do that's cool to get between from one song to the next. Upload it, forget about it, and then delete the playlist. Because to me, going off the same stuff all the time,
is a bit of an issue.
It becomes too like cabaret, and I don't like that. Like at least once a week, I'll sit down. Now I've got a crate on my laptop with. You can order them like this song, then that song, then this song, then that song, and you can create like a pre-planned routine.
Okay.
I'm currently over 1,100 songs now. Every single track has a wordplay into the next song, and it's just a chain, like a daisy chain of songs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 1,100 wordplays already pre-planned and ready to go, and I come up with at least 5 new ideas a week.
But that's it, because then if you, like you just saying that then, give me Kendrick Lamar. Now if you think of Kendrick Lamar, his Little Beef, well not Little Beef, whatever, with Dre, when he did like, he rapped just the name of songs. I think he said that Drake style, or I don't care. But either way, he just rapped the names of songs.
Lemonade.
Yes, please. And made it all work good. And like, it's just like what you do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm using Kendrick for context because then if you see that, like, this guy is elite in what he does.
I hate these cats.
Oh yeah, they're terrible, aren't they? He's elite in what he does. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not, like, he was a problem for Drake to deal with because he's too technical, is what I'm saying.
I do see myself kind of.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I do kind of see myself as that guy, where you said he's a problem. Because the thing is, I come from battle origins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
battle DJing.
Yeah.
Like, I rise to a challenge if someone goes, let's toe to toe it, because I know I've put enough time into my craft. I can use words from records that already exist to dish you while I'm DJing.
Yeah. yeah.
If you want that, then let's go.
But then
do you know what I mean? Like that
makes you like a freestyle, not artist, but yes, artist, because an artist does what
it's confidence in ability,
you know
and it's also, it's not arrogance. I will say that it's not arrogance, but it's confidence in an ability to deliver to a standard that I see fit myself, and I'm leaning on 15 years experience to do it in clubs before I was old enough to be in a club. So I'm already 2 years ahead of anyone who turned 16 at the same time as me. So there's 2 main factors to being a DJ. Number one is, and it's pivotal, it's the absolute foundation. What music is coming out the speakers? What song is it? And are the crowd feeling it? Do they know it? Are they feeling it? They're 2 different questions. They can not know it and be feeling it.
Because it's new.
They can know it and not feel it.
Like, oh gosh, this one again.
God, this Taylor
and
Swift,
you see the eye rolls.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, oh,
yeah. So it's there's that balance, which is questions 1 and 2, or A and B, under section 1, and then section 2. How do you present the music? That comes down to technicality. It comes down to your wordplay. It comes down to your scratching. It comes down to your, how do you serve it on a plate like a chef?
Yeah.
What do you play before it? What do you play after it? Again, do they know it? Are they feeling it for both those songs? And those are the 2 questions I'm always asking me. And the third one is, what time is it? Because if it's 10 of the night, I've just started and I've got a 5-hour set,
you can't hit them too hard.
I'm not playing the prime time Pop Smoke Dior tracks at 10.
Yeah.
But do I have maybe a bootleg where it's got a different beat and a snippet from that vocal that keeps them interested, and they're like, oh, I've not heard it this way before, or can I flip this into Afrobeat, which is normally a harder track, and it's now got a soulful vibe to it, and it's all time relevant. And that's one of the main things my Bayer taught me.
So I was just gonna say, where is one of the best? Where is one of, because it can't be the best because you're well travelled. But where is one of the best places that springs to mind, might I add, that we can talk about, might I add, that you have DJ'd? So you said Marbella, so we can use there or we can use elsewhere. I'm just leaving the floor to you, really.
The most iconic place I've ever DJ'd is O Beach.
Okay.
In Ibiza.
Wow.
That was one of those moments. It was me and a guy from Manchester, Carlton Delingo.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story about that, actually. I flew in from Napa to the UK, then I flew out to do a Love Island after party at O Beach.
No way.
And it was, wow. Like, obviously you got the Love Island lot there from back in the day, 2015 time, something like that. It was when Love Island was popping and fresh. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I do, bro.
And we did this party at Ocean, and I got booked to do 7 till 10. Yeah, 7 till 10. I got the sunset in Ibiza.
That's nuts.
At O Beach.
So you got, that was good. Because as well with your music, you welcomed in the night.
The thing is as well, I got there and some of the DJs, like, who were residents and stuff, they were like, don't be playing R&B, you know, it's Ibiza. And I was like, no, I'm going to do what I do.
Yeah, do your
But
mix.
trust me, I can play house as well. So first I'm going to show you how to do your job, and then I'm going to play my own set as well.
Exactly.
And it just so happened that Carlton also was going to be playing at the same time. So we'd been cross-booked. And instead of being like, I ain't playing now because he was going to do that, nah, we just said, let's back to back it, bro.
Yeah,
it's a once in a lifetime. Let's just enjoy it.
Let's have some fun.
So I had this moment where the sun started to set. And obviously in Ibiza, the sun sets, you know, it's iconic
flat as well.
It is iconic. And it, like, where you're situated in the DJ box, you're looking out and you just watch the sunset right in front of you. Like that ring light there, you can't see it on the camera, but that ring light there is like the sunset going down over the horizon. And in front of you is the crowd. And I could see people's faces and this, that, and the other. And there was this one moment, probably when the vodka cranberries kicked in, the sun was right in front of me behind the crowd. And all I could see was silhouettes.
No way.
And everybody was dancing.
Wow. That's nice.
And I just, you know those pinch me moments where you're just like, am I actually really here?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, whoa, okay. That was a moment, man. That was a moment.
Because you were talking about the type of parties that us as the viewer would see on the Love Island intro, you know, like
maybe
party, do you know what I mean?
It wasn't during the shooting for the show.
Yeah,
it was for the people who came out afterwards, and then they all had like a gathering where the cameras weren't there. This is what I'm
saying, but this is why it's funny. I used the term Love Island because I just forgot you was actually with them people.
Yeah,
I used the term Love Island as in you see the sun. You see the freaking beach, you see the villa, you see the music, you see everyone having a good time, and you see the best snaps of that night.
Yeah, we recreated that in a vibe.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I was doing a lot of stuff in Manchester back then, and I'd met Carlton a few times, and we were playing, and he went, bro, he just got off the plane. He was like, bro, I forgot my headphones. I was like, rule number one as a DJ, you need headphones. You need headphones. Trust me. I know you can get away with it. There's DJs out there who can get away with it, but you do need them. You do need them. You don't have to use them, but every now and then, you need them. Yeah,
because you can use them for.
You might get a request that you've never heard before, and you got to listen to that song because there's a bottle coming out on this table there who spent 10 grand on a night out, and you're like, how do I fit this into my set and then go after? And am I just going to play it blind date style? Like, just wing it. You know what I mean? You've got to hear it. What's the BPM? What's the range? Like, what's the context that I'm going to deliver it? Again, presentation. Even if the crowd don't feel it or know it, they've spent 10 grand, so they get in their song. You know what I mean? So we've got to do that. So, long story short, I said, bro, don't worry about it. I got mine. It's sweet. We're back in, like, back to back anyway. Let's go 1 for 1 or 2 for 2. So we're like, cool. So he plays 1 or 2 tracks, I play 2 tracks. I finished what I'm booked in for. He got like another hour or so. And me being me, I'm not going to leave him high and dry. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, bro, carry on. Take your set. Use my headphones. It's not a problem. And then I'm tired. I've flew in from Napa, gone to UK, then flew to Ibiza. Within 4 hours of landing, I'm on the decks because it's a day party to evening. So it's like my head is just somewhere else. It's somewhere over the Mediterranean. I don't know where it is. And I was like, right, I need to go to bed because I got a flight at 6 a.m. I need to sweat this vodka out of me and sleep. So I get back home, flew back home to the UK, flew back out to my residency in Napa the day after, hadn't opened my DJ kit at all because it's packed. Do you know what I mean? Gets back to Napa from my residency 7 nights a week, opens my bag.
No headphones.
No headphones. They're in Ibiza with Carlton. So I did a month out there. A month out there, run what? You can't buy them in Napa either, man. Like,
not even from the lucky man.
Nah, man.
No. Like, I'd have gone and took some of them fake dry beats, but I'd have took them.
You need the adapter as well, the adapter to get in.
Yeah,
a DJ's guard them with their life as well. The adapters, now you don't lend them out. You don't ever let, you don't ever lend those out. Ever. You're never going to see them again. The biggest lie ever is I'll give it you back after you set. Because if I've lost it, that means I've got to order one online, so I'm just going to keep this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how they are. So, DJ'd in Napa. It was eyes closed. Like, I know my equipment well enough to get through it, and it was sweet, and we were all just, it's a different vibe over there anyway. So did my thing, came back, and I got booked for a brunch in Manchester just like the week after I landed from Napa, ended my season. And I looked at the flyer, Kieron J, Carlton Delingo. I was like,
again?
It's a regular occurrence now. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm on before Carlton. So I'm warming up nicely. No headphones. Carlton texts me and he's like, bro, I'll see you later. I've got your headphones. I was like, right, okay, cool. He turns up with a package of brand new headphones. The same model, Sennheisers, the same model, and he gave me the box and he went, there's your headphones, bro. And I went, what's this? He went, I got a story to tell you. He said, after Ibiza, then went to another gig, had a few drinks, left the headphones there, and now I'm thinking, oh my God, like I've lost his headphones. I don't have a pair, but I bought you a new pair of headphones. And I was like, what's a guy? What's the guy?
He did replay some fair play.
Made a little post about it. I was like, that's brilliant. Like, absolutely brilliant story, man. Brilliant story.
No way. That brings me nicely on to my 8 quick fire questions.
Okay.
Now, I like to ask these questions just off the top of your head, really. Just go with what feels natural. Be very quick. So, hot or cold?
Me? Now?
Right now. So,
it's warm, man. It's the end of August.
So, right. 8 quick fire questions. So, just hot or cold.
Oh, that's my answer. Right, okay.
Hot or cold.
All right, let's do this.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
Hot or cold? Hot or cold?
It's the end of August, bro. Like,
just choose one. Hot or cold?
Hot.
Left or right? Hot. Night full of requesters or unsociable crowd?
Night full of requesters every time.
Okay, we'll get onto that in a minute. Set for 300 people or a set for 30 people?
30.
Okay. House and drill or hip hop and R&B?
Ooh. House and drill.
Okay. Surprising, I thought it was R&B, but
I got a reason.
Yeah, we'll get music from the 90s and the noughties or 2010 and the current.
90s and noughties, baby.
Yeah, it's the one.
Always.
DJ in England or DJ abroad?
Depends where it is, man. That's a very, very difficult one. But I'm really enjoying the UK.
So, okay, fine, you've chosen UK. But I was going to say, best location in the UK, best location in the abroad. I don't care who booked you. Just the best, on the same day, the same money. Where are you going?
Oh, mobs every day. Sorry, I'm getting mobs.
Right, cool. So, cooking food or takeout?
Depends what kind of frame of mind I'm in, bro. I would say I do like to cook. Especially if it's for other people.
Okay, that's nice to know. I'll let you know when I'm next coming.
Beans on toast, yeah?
Yeah, that's me. Right, so mountain biking or jogging?
Mountain biking.
Okay. German cars now. BMW or Audi?
I ain't got my keys, have I? What's on the drive, bro?
BMW. And then I'm gonna say SUV or saloon.
Oh, I would say SUV. I would say SUV.
And then I would say teaching or be taught. So.
Oh,
yeah. That's a question, isn't it?
It's a nice little lead on that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So once you answer the question, tell me why you've answered this way, and then it will lead me on to my question, and then away we go.
It is currently, well, I will always be a student of the game, but I believe that giving back is what's important.
Yeah.
So teaching.
Okay, cool. So, which brings me on right to the perfect area, because I was going to say teaching your DJ school, which I love that, because you say 15 years of knowledge in the game.
Yes.
15 years in the game. So, could you just briefly, but break down the concept of your DJ school? Because I know we was talking about the different tiers to it, and I would probably be in the first tier, in all honesty with myself. I love music. I'm down with the kids, all of that stuff. But when it comes to the buttons...
Tell you what, it don't matter what tier you're in.
Yeah.
If you're in my school, you'll be all right.
Yeah. No, I get that vibe, to be fair. I do get that vibe.
Yeah. So the way that it's kind of come about is I've had multiple people ask me over the years to teach. Just the little things that I do, the tips, tricks, and da-da-da. Sometimes it came from people who I work with or I'm on the decks with, and they're like, you need to teach me this, or you need to show me this, and then there's other people who are new to it, and they're just like, wow, I want to learn.
Yeah.
But it's very hard these days to get sound advice.
Yeah.
Especially in this game. A lot of people talk like they know what they're doing, but they haven't got stripes.
Yeah, they haven't earned it.
No.
So then how do you know how to pass that on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even though I've got stripes, there's still places I walk in and go,
I'm still a student.
I could take something from this. I could learn.
That's amazing. I love that, bro.
I
know that, but I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Like, that's passion though, isn't it? You know? But I've took on a few students. I did do it pre-COVID, and then COVID happened. Great.
So just on that, so okay. If anyone was interested and wanted to get in touch or wanted to brush up on skills or wanted to learn because they just got turntables, they could still hit you up.
Yeah,
today.
of course. Hit me up now.
Yeah,
hit me up
that's
now.
fine.
I will reply to you.
Perfect.
Like Instagram, hit me up.
Yeah, perfect. Carry on, bro.
Well, yeah, it started in just before COVID. Took a few guys on and tried it, and it was good. I was enjoying it, but then that happened. So it was all cut off, and then I didn't really pick it back up because I had to rebuild my career, which was a shock.
Yeah, that's a bit difficult, man, because your thing is people, and we've all got to be sweating all on top of each other.
Yeah.
Gassed.
Yeah.
Then we can't be close to each other.
And there was a lot of people doing it online, videos and this and that. And I tried it, but there's nothing compares to being in the moment.
Yeah.
I agree. You can create a digital moment, but the moment I want or that I search for you're either there or you missed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just log in.
That is a sentence.
That's
you was either there or you missed it.
Neither is right or wrong, by the way. Like, neither is right or wrong. It's how some people have really done well off the back of COVID, and other DJs have stuck to their roots. Other DJs have invested time into other people. Some have completely left DJing. You know, like only the fittest survive, I guess. It's one of those. But it's the willingness to overcome anything. And COVID was the one thing that made everyone go, am I really going to do this the rest of my life? Mm-hmm. And the ones that are still going, shout out to you.
Yeah. No,
and the ones who decided not to, shout out to you as well, because you made the right choice for yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Your
dream. But yeah, like onto the teaching, I've now kicked it back up because I've finished my studio space. Mm-hmm. I mean, finished. It's not finished, but
it's amazing.
It's ready to go. And we have a few students coming here. We have DJs who already work in clubs and have done for 10 years. They come to me and they want to learn the next level. Mm. And they consider me to be what they want to learn.
A guru.
Yeah. Like, I don't force it down people's throats. Mm-hmm. If you come to me, you're serious about respecting what I do, mm-hmm. and you want to learn what it is that I do, and there's something I can show you.
And also, just on that, you're not your average DJ, so it's not like we're coming to you because we're just like, oh, okay, I want you to teach me. It's like, no.
Serious only.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You've got a mindset.
Even if you are new and fresh and you've never touched decks before, like...
There's basic DJs that can teach them that.
Yeah.
You're not that basic DJ.
Yeah. You met my friend Jamal, and we've known each other years before mm-hmm. the DJ lessons, mm-hmm. but he started making beats and he said, I wanted to learn to DJ.
Yeah.
And he was saying to me, like, I want to learn how you do it. Mm. So there's certain things where a new beginner would come in and I teach them certain habits mm-hmm. that I call good habits.
Yeah.
And I get DJs that come to me who've learned their own way and created their own thing. They want to learn how to do what I do. Mm. So I call those bad habits because there's certain things that hold them back.
Yeah.
It might be putting your hand here instead of here when you're scratching. Now, most people will say, or if you can't see it, it's I scratch this side and some other people scratch this side. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't come to me and ask me to teach you if you're not willing to learn how to do it the way I do it. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
You know, you can't, it's not one of those one size fits all. Mm. It's, I'm going to put you into the good habits that make life so much easier to progress afterwards. And it's just things that I picked up from forefathers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll never see the best of the best operating in certain ways. So I will help you break those bad habits. And then in turn, you will see the progression a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It's I call it being lazy because it's like, well, it works this way, so I'm just going to fumble it because it sounds right. Okay, cool. But learn it properly.
But then what happens is when you follow that school, you become a resident DJ. Which is no problem because that's your local resident. But when I say resident DJ, I mean, you can find twists up, at this place all the time. And that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's just where I'm at.
Yeah. Do you want to be booked for your local reputation? Mm-hmm. Or do you want the world to notice what you're doing?
Yep.
And appreciate it? And, you know, it's not even like I'm screaming from a huge platform, but I just understand these things that other DJs are doing. If that is your goal, I can show you what to do. Mm-hmm. Doesn't necessarily mean I have to do it. Mm. I have a lot of comparisons with other DJs. Oh, why aren't you like this guy? Or why don't you do what he's doing? Because he does what you do and you're better. So you could be bigger. Right. So I'll go down that career path just to prove that I'm better than him.
Yeah.
No.
As someone with no direction. When you've got your own lane, fair enough, you have similarities.
Yeah.
Big up yourself, Jay. I'm going doing me.
Yeah. And, you know, like, there's a lot of big DJs. Mm-hmm. I know them personally, phone number basis and stuff like that. And I can ring them and talk. But they're doing their thing. Why would I imitate that when a lot of them have said to me in the past, you inspired me to do this? So if I've inspired this and it's grown into a beautiful tree and you're doing well, who would I be to then come in and build a tree next to you on your patch and go, still better than you though?
Yeah.
Like, what would that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would it even happen?
Where's the benefit? But also, what it will be is that you will always be, Kieron, he's like DJ Kieron J 2.0, or he's like the number 2.
There's always a
DJ
comparison.
And there is always a comparison where when you walk your own race, trail, street, whatever, then you can only set your own foot tracks, footprints behind you.
I just want to make dope shit. Whether it's producing, scratching, performing in a club, doing a routine, making a video. I just want it to be dope. I don't care what an Instagram algorithm tells you. I don't care what how many likes it gets, whether it gets the views that you're expecting. I don't care because there's got to be one person in that crowd that looks and goes, that was sick.
And they're actually paying attention. They're not pissed off. They are learning. They are turned on. They are looking for those hooks. They are looking for those breadcrumbs. And they're actually there for them to pick up, and they're appreciating them. Yeah.
And word of mouth is everything.
100%.
So, I'm getting a lot of private bookings, weddings, birthdays. Back in the day, you asked me to do that stuff, I'd be like, no. I want to be abroad. I want to do this. I want to, but as you mature, you start to look at things differently and you want different things.
Yeah.
And you also realize that if they're coming to you, it's because they're putting a trust in you. And it's mad how many times this happens. A lot of people approach me expecting me to say no to them because I'm not sure if it's something that you do. I'm not sure if I should even be asking you. And it's like, look, you ain't talking to God.
Yeah.
You're asking a guy who loves music.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I just love what I do and I'm good at it.
He would help you if I couldn't help you, never mind if I can actually help you.
Yeah, a lot of clubs will overlook booking me because they think he must charge.
Monies.
And it's like, well, no, I'm very, very...
Just contact us and just talk.
Yeah, I'll work with you. There seems to be this imbalance of talent equals fee. But actually, in my whole career, I've had an absolute huge amount of talent, and I'm not scared to say it. Doesn't mean I've always undersold myself.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not greed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not, I know my worth, but at the same time, I understand business, and you're not going to book me and get 3,000 people through the door. If you get 30, they're going to have a hell of a good night. Like, that is the difference. And they will all go home and go, that guy who played, he knew what he was doing.
And I was just going to say, the thing is, the way with yourself, how you operate, just from observation, this is now, the small intimate groups tend to book you and keep rebooking you because they know they get a massive performance on a very personal scale, back to Love Island again, when they got Craig David in and they get these other people in. It's all 10 people there, more. But you know what I'm saying? And it's so intimate, but they're having a full experience as if they're in the place with like hundreds or thousands or... Do you know what I'm trying to say?
The best person that I relate it to in terms of what I see for myself, EZ. Right? EZ, and there's a lot of DJs who wouldn't even mention his name next to theirs. You know what I mean? Because it's like, wow, like, no. But it's more the path that he took. Because back in the 90s, he was still good. He was very, very talented at what he did. No one got it. And then the garage took off. He built a name on that foundation. He then rode the wave down with garage, and it dipped off. Grime took off.
And he didn't change his avenue in that aspect.
But he stuck to what worked because he was good at it. Then waves come back. You know, it's like the sea.
Yeah,
constantly. The tide goes out, the tide comes in. And when the tide come back in, he had a surfboard, bro.
And he was ready.
And he went, festivals, boom. And the world just stopped and went. There was a time in 2014, 15, you couldn't open your phone without seeing a set from him. At Glastonbury or at Wireless, or because he was the guy to go and see, because he would blow your mind. And I'm delivering that kind of performance technically. Don't have the name or the scale, but you're getting the same passion. You are 100% getting the same passion. And no, I'm not better than him, and no, he's not better than me. We are in our own lanes. He's going to go down as a GOAT. But there's about 30 years between us.
So will you, bro.
You know what I mean?
So will you, trust me, because just on that note there, it isn't just me screaming your name if I opened your phone, but there's a whole lot of, let's say, A-list people that would scream your names from the high heavens as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say, bro? So, you know, you are, like you say, you're within your own lane, and you're a GOAT. You are your own GOAT, which is good. You got to roll with that, and that's only GOATs can pass on knowledge. I don't care who it is, what they are, what they represent, because you have to have something worthwhile sharing.
Yeah, 100%.
Or you're just passing jargon
or regurgitation.
Do you know what I mean?
You know, I think innovation is important, and I think working to your strengths is important. I think that working to your strengths is important. Embracing your weaknesses and sharpening the blades, that's key.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
But if it doesn't suit you, don't go for it.
Yeah, go back to what you know best.
And if it's not that time, sit through it, because like people say, he missed a train or he missed a boat. Not really. Like everything works in cycles. The stock market, the seasons that this is going to be bullish, this is going to be bearish. There's times where you don't walk through the town in July in a Canada Goose jacket. Some people do Canada Goose jackets, but like, why like force it?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
If the weather's not right for what you're delivering,
then don't.
What's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at my career. I'm here for the long haul. I'm not here for the let's get in and get out and make as much money as possible. It's this is in me. If I had an X-ray or you scan my blood cells, there'd be musical notes. That's me. Like I'm made of music. And
so sorry, just on that note, what's one piece of advice you would pass to your younger self or someone getting into it? So it could be me then with no experience whatsoever, or it could be your younger self, or it could be someone else on the watching. What piece of advice, DJ advice now we're talking like?
Well, it's kind of two questions in one there, because you're asking me what I'd say to myself and what I'd say to somebody else.
Okay, so then do to yourself first then, because we're here for you.
Well, to myself, I would say keep studying, because not studying is not progressing. Keep teaching, because having somebody study under you, they ask questions that make you think about what you know differently.
Sharpen your own blade.
So as much as me teaching somebody is helping them elevate, there would be a question that they ask me that I then go, I hadn't thought about it like that, but now that's given me an idea. So give back as much as possible, because it comes round.
Yeah, 100%.
And keep it humble. For a new person coming through, first and foremost, delete pictures of your dog on Instagram and your birthday cake or your little walk in the hills that you had with so-and-so you don't really talk to that much nowadays because they got a missus. Like, delete all of that. Put across who you're trying to be. We live in a world where you can build a digital image of yourself and bring it to life. That's what the world is that we're in now. We are walking avatars.
Yeah.
So
it's gone past fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
It is now you are who you present.
Yeah.
Or what you project.
Yeah. What's the first thing that you do when someone goes, "Oh, add me on Instagram"? You look at them, you go, "How many followers they got?"
Yeah.
Straight away, you profile them.
Yeah.
They got more than me, less than me. They've got more or less than 10,000. They've got over 50. They must be doing something well, or they bought them, or these are all things that naturally now primitively happen.
Yeah, go through people's mind. Oh, they got a blue tick, or they don't have a blue tick, all this nonsense.
Yeah, and then there's the aspect of the person that I've just spoke to in person when I met them, which will always be key, by the way, for work. Like, don't approach work online.
Yeah.
Never do that unless you're approaching someone who's way outside of your network and you're just showing who you are.
Yeah.
Go down and speak to people. That's what this world needs and wants. It's person to person, because the first thing they're then going to do is look at your Instagram afterwards. They're going to go home and go, "I just met Kieron J. He said he's done this, that, and the other. Let me see if it's true. There's a picture of him doing this. There's a video of him doing that. Oh, he's quite good at that." Next thing you know, they've been on a binge through the videos and they're like, "I want to book this guy. He's sick." But if they're looking and they open it up and it's a picture of you and your dog at the beach, and then it's a picture of a hot dog you've just had, and then it's like, they're like, serious. Right, I see this guy. He likes hot dogs and he likes walking on the beach with his dog. But how do I get an insight into what he or she is about?
Without interacting with him. For
a business scale. Like, unless I get off my backside and go and watch this guy play down a rival club in town or whatever, which do I care enough already to go and see that? No, because my inbox is full of you.
Yeah.
Like 60, 70 of you.
Yeah.
All trying to get to me.
Trying to get in.
But this guy's had a photo shoot. This guy's putting out loads of content. This guy's got quite a few followers and interactions. He might bring more people in, this, that, and the other. Already you've gone to the bottom of the sort pile. Because
you've got nothing. Well, they can't see what you've got to offer.
First impressions are important. In person, then online. There's two first impressions that you have.
It's true.
So you look at my page. Do you see anything really about my private life?
No.
Like, because who cares?
Yeah.
The truth is, I care, but I'm going to be present for those moments. You know, all the conversations I have with my little girl or whatever, like, they're private conversations that I have in my circle and my family. Why does that need to be out online? Her first steps and this, that, and the other, they're on my story maybe, save it for their posts. Keep it about your business.
Keep it professional.
Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Put it across and have faith that new people, not the people that you know now, you know, your friends and this, that, and the other, they're going to take the piss. They're going to. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. But they are that barrier for you to overcome or sit behind, one or the other.
And if you can't stand that, you can't stand that. You ain't ready for the world.
No, you ain't ready them at all.
You ain't ready. Because Sarah from Solihull, when she's asking you for a song, right, and it's the biggest track on Beatport's #1, and you ain't got it, and she's like, "What kind of DJ are you anyway then?" And da-da-da. Like, yeah, you're going to crumble because your best mate's giving you a stick and you can't take that. Put that out your head. Like, because these lot, they're going to see you once, they've had a few drinks, they don't care. They're going to give you loads of crap. So you got to get a hard shell. Being self-employed is hard.
So what's next now? What's next for Kieron? What's next for Kieron J? DJ Kieron J.
Okay, so I've made a lot of changes lately. A lot of people know me as lately, a lot more lately, doing weddings, private parties. I'm not doing them so often just because I've moved away from the agency that I was working with. But at the same time, still contact me because I'm just doing it on my own level now.
Okay, direct to Kieron.
Yeah. I like to keep everything on my own playing field. So, yeah, I've had some great exposure, great practice, and 21 events are awesome. They're fantastic. But I've gone solo.
No, and sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry to keep cutting you off here, man. But it's going solo. Sometimes it's the only way you can branch off and find your niche.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
the thing is, I already know my niche.
Well, there you go.
And it's just implementing it the way that I vision it. And there's a lot of things I would like to do. And it's going to take time to build. But I have visions.
Yeah.
And that I've always worked to that gut instinct. This is just another one of those. I'm not going to be a company as such. I'm just a guy you come to for a party. And that's it. And anything else you need, I can sort.
Man.
Anything. Performers, dancers, whatever it might be. MC. You want an MC? You want an artist? If you got the money, let's go.
Now, I'm really happy just to hear that because, I mean, just based off that last 10 seconds of what you just said, I could see you being like a project manager. On accident. Do you know what I mean? On accident, I really do.
And I want to get back to the clubs. I love the clubs. It's where I cut my teeth and it's where I will continue to sharpen my knife.
Yeah.
That's me. I love clubs. You know, don't expect massive fees to book me. It's make it worth my while.
Yeah.
And I'll make it worth yours.
Your while.
And I'm all about constant ongoing relationships. I've got a great relationship with Unit 13. Recently been doing Grain Store in Wolverhampton. Love that place. Moo in Derby as well. Shout out KB, the DJ there. Just me moving around as a solo piece, as I always have done. I've never been a part of a company or a part of this or a part of that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'd love to get back work with Aces again. Love Aces. They were the ones who discovered me, took me to Marbella. They're doing bits, but our paths just went in different directions.
Yeah.
And they've improved, I've improved. Hopefully we can reconnect them dots. But after that, it's just about doing dopeness. Just about being clean on my transitions, the right songs for the right rooms, the right people, immaculate vibes. That's what I'm about. And that's how I will just continue to be as a DJ. That's me.
And a coach. But
of course, yeah.
In regards to that now, socials, how can we contact you? Where can we find your music? And how can I follow whatever DJ Kieron J has to offer?
My main point of contact is Instagram.
Okay.
At DJ Kieron J.
Perfect.
DJ KIERON J.
It's already on there.
Yeah. Then Mixcloud is where you'll find my mixes. There is going to be new content coming up soon as well. There's plenty of stuff. I've got so much stuff that I just need to record. But I want to know what you think about this, actually. Let me put this on you.
Go on.
We can ask the
audience,
the viewers as well. As a DJ and someone who has a lot of routines and a lot of, I call them routines because it's this track goes into this track and do you want to see it all? Or do you want me to keep stuff for the club that's going to surprise, the element of surprise? Which one is better?
Are we talking live or online? Because if I'm
That's the question. I can keep these all secret and you can come and see me at the set and I'm going to surprise you.
Okay. Mixes all that. Oh, give me mixes, Kieron. We want mixes. They said mixes. I heard them. We all want mixes. We want mixes.
Because I've always had this, it might be a fallacy, but I've always had this, I should keep them because it's not even about other people doing it. I don't care about that. You ain't going to do it as sick as me. So I thought of it. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's out the question. It's, are they going to hear it and go, I've heard that before?
See, the reason why mixes is so good because someone like yourself can keep stuff like one in the chamber. You can also keep stuff in up
Love that. I'm going to make a crate on my Serato called One in the Chamber.
Yeah, definitely. See, there you go. And that list is going to have 1,000 songs, and that's just going to be one in the chamber. Hook. So that's fine. But you see what it is though with a DJ, in my opinion, anyway. And I'm talking about when SoundCloud was the one. No, yeah, SoundCloud was banging. You was up on there when SoundCloud was banging. When you look for your DJs, you go into the gym, you're cleaning the house, you're washing the car, you're doing some chore. It isn't long. Now, this era of podcasts has taken over that space. Bless you.
Bless me.
Bless you.
Gosh.
Right now, the era of podcasts has taken over that space. But it's because people ain't entertained. And then people are on the realism of we need to, well, not really woke, but I'll just say more on the mindset of reasoning and vibes. But the point I'm making is back to yourself with the DJ thing. The reason why I love mixes is because when I go out on my bike, I'm looking for the mix. And I go on Kieron's name, and then I flick through a couple of Kieron's, and that's the one that's going to fuck up the track today. Let's go. Now, if you put out something in, and it says DJ Kieron J at Grindstone, I'm like, what? Babe, do you know that?
Like a live set or something.
Is there? Let's go. Now, if you play one or two of the tunes that I'm looking for one or two of them tunes.
Yeah.
It's like Usher. If we go and see Usher or any of them old school,
you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but we want to hear some of the
classics.
You want to hear the classics, but I'm talking early classics. You made me want to
because that makes you feel like a diehard fan as well.
Exactly, you've been there. But if he just hits you with just the last 3 albums, you're like, why? I should changed up still. Man didn't do no Poppy Color.
They're trying to hear Climax or
nothing. No Burn. No Confession. Come on, big man. Do you know what I mean? But when you listen, he went there, he put on this one, it was late.
So do you think when you're in the crowd as well, in the heat of the moment, you've heard my mix and you've back to back, listened to it back to back. You're now in the rave.
Okay.
You hear this song come on and off this mix, I go into this song.
Bro.
You're waiting for that, right?
Bro.
And you're with your friends, we're like, he's going to play this next. You ready? Watch this. He's going to play this next. And then it comes and you're like, and your friends are like, how did you know that?
So it wouldn't even be like that. I'm too smooth for that. You see what I'm doing? I'm doing the dances and the movements and I'm doing all this. So when I do this now and I'm going with the song, they say, how the fuck do you know that? And I say, I'm a diehard fan. I follow this man. This man tears up everything. He tears up fucking clubs. He tears up a fucking house.
See what I mean about a student of the game?
Bro? Yeah.
This is the kind of mindset that I'm in and headspace. I've got to a point where I have, bro, I will show you, I've got 1,100 songs that go into each other. Wordplay, tone play. There's a routine between, and they go every genre: drum and bass, hip hop, R&B, rap, drill, house, or cheese, or indie, bro, or anything. Like I've got fully open format, everything you could ask for, and none of it's been released. None of it.
Gas, because I literally just heard a volume. I heard DJ Kieron J's old school. Oh no! Back to. Is that? I don't fucking care how we get there, but check it. We've got fucking old school hip hop volume 1, 2, and 3. We've got what's it? Funky House, Volume 1, 2. We got
now
this.
you're
We
now
got
you're
that, we got
already.
this, we got that.
The funny thing is, you're already now outlining how my Mixcloud is structured. Because if you actually look at my Mixcloud, you have mixes that you can listen to on Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
And bear in mind, if you deep it and listen to it, each track will progress you from early in the day to later on.
Yeah.
I've got hit mixes that I did with Billy, a friend of mine who now coaches in Dubai. He's a fitness instructor, personal trainer. And he asked me to do a hit mix. And he was like, I need something that starts off and then gets progressively harder and harder.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 30 minutes. So it's a spin class. So if you were to actually get on a spin class, put this on, it's being designed to get progressively faster. And then there's breaks and then it builds up again. I really get into the mindset of what project I'm working on. And I try to communicate it through the music. And it might not necessarily be a word play.
Yeah.
But if you actually deep it and you were to Spotify them track for track, why did he put that there? Wow. Oh, that's got a long breakdown. That's where you can breathe. And then
he's into this thing because it's cool down time.
Yeah. I really try to think in the moment, song by song by song, and where we are in different parts of where I'll bring the track in, or it all makes sense.
Sorry, bro. So what I was just about to say to you was, you just give me some golden ideas to give back to you.
Please do.
So I'm just thinking now, what you could do is you can do your volumes, but then you can release it like a mixtape. Like take it back now that we're taking it back to old school where me and you, we've put out a mix and we ain't no artists, but we're trying to be artists. We're going to release a mixtape, and me, and on this mixtape, we're going to release it to everyone. We're going to hope a DJ will get it in their hands.
Yeah.
We're hoping they're like, just one tune.
Run it in the club.
Just to play it in the club. And we gassed.
Still get that now.
Exactly.
I get it from young artists nowadays.
So then imagine now, you do your own mixtape of, which would be, I don't know, however many genres you want, but just say you do funky, R&B, hip hop, lovers, romance, I don't care. But you do a good 5 different genres and you do 2 volumes of each. 30 minutes a set, job done. That's an hour of whatever, 6 different genres. But you put that on a mixtape. One, you can slow release that to Mixcloud, and I personally will be a bit at the front of that, like, thank you, Kieron. And the second thing is, when you say no, you're more buyers, you blah blah blah, I'm on about your private parties. You're like, you know what, this is for you. What's this? This is my mix. Yeah, if it's on Mixcloud, I get that, but I'm gonna sign this because you've booked me, haven't you? So I'm gonna sign this. I'm gonna date this to sign and date it, and this was here for you. So not only can you get it online, when you look back through all your photos and you see this CD, you're gonna know what time it's from, and you're gonna have rinsed through some of them tunes. Now don't forget, to the 1,000 songs, we're probably gonna get through 700, but they got the full 850 on the mix.
Yeah.
So then now you don't hear it all. You don't hear all the mixes, but you hear a good portion. Yeah. And you're like, that was banging. And actually, I can chase it all back here. Volume 2 was the better one, which is the second half, but it was my favourite one because Volume 1 was my favourite. Do you know what I mean? And
so it creates a community of listeners as well.
But then you got an old school CD, give people.
Yeah.
Because as a DJ...
the mad thing is, I used to do the CD thing. I did it when I got my first set in Napa, and I was out there for 3 months. I checked a whole suitcase in, bro, with 1,000 CDs that I'd had printed. I used to use this service on eBay, and it was like printed CDs with whatever you want put on the CD, with a clear sleeve as well. 500 quid, I think it was, for 1,000 CDs.
Wow.
And I invested that, like, I was like, that's my future. And I must have had 6, 7 orders that I did over a 2-year span. Bro, today, but that was 2014, 15. Today, people come up to me and they're like, "Are you Kieron J?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, they pull a CD out and they go, the best one was, "I rented a car because my car, I smashed it up and I got a rental. This CD was in the radio from the previous person who rented the car, and I nicked it and I've kept it.
Yeah.
And I still got it. And where do I get more?" And I'm like, "Bro, read the CD. The link's there."
Yeah.
Oh, I know. And then they go on and they see all the newer stuff, and they're now listeners. So those things have a weird way of coming back. They really do. Like,
and this is why I say I leave them with a CD, because everything's doing a loop. Vinyls at the front coming back. CDs will be on its way back around because vinyls cost big money. But CDs in this moment is your specific DJ Kieron J. That's your business card. Is CD, and especially if you doing a mad mix, the maddest mix. Because guess what? I'm Mr. Twist Up now. I got 500 million Instagram followers. I'm worth £2.5 billion. Oh, you look handsome. I'm digging your style already. What you got? Give me 2 seconds. Let me get my decks. Well, have you got it? We don't have this. Well, I'm going to send you the mix cleared, but just put this in there on your way home. Ooh.
Yeah.
On the way home.
Yeah.
Cheeky little fuck.
It's there, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. I like that. Now, more time, his car ain't got fucking CD player.
I was going to bring this up. So where do we go from there?
Where we go from there is you should have a laptop.
My laptop ain't got a CD though.
Oh, does it not? Okay. Well, it doesn't matter because don't forget, we've still got the link. So on this CD, I'm going to do it because I'm the friggin' brain. I'm going to burn a hashtag that whoop, straight to your Instagram.
QR code. Yeah.
That's what I freaking couldn't say. QR code. It's going to take me to your Instagram. That's going to have everything. SoundCloud, mix, whatever.
I got another little thing I do with them, but that's for off camera.
Yeah. But do you know what I mean? Can't say everything, can we? But what I'm saying to you is, I think I'd be banging because then at least you're in a position where you can offer your services. And the thing is, as much as everyone's car may not have a CD player, trust me, everyone has access to one. I don't care where it is. And it ain't no broke up, bent up old little frigging box thing with a little handle. It's a CD player, whether it's a DVD player connected to the surround sound, because we're grown. We got beautiful children. We're grown. So we're going to want to link up at some point. So if we ain't on YouTube, then it's like, put some music on. So then we've got hi-fi system. We're fortunate to have this beautiful turntables and all that there. But we've got hi-fi system. Oh, let me just slap this in. Hey, what? When you CD that, bruv? We ain't going to need to touch it all night.
It's done.
It's done. Just put it in and leave it. We can talk, we can bounce, we can play drinking games all night. You ain't got to touch it. And the man's going to be like, yeah, you know you're leaving that here, don't you? And you're like, what?
That's gold dust, that.
Yeah, exactly.
I made a CD when I was trying to break into the VIP scene. We called it that back in the day. Where anywhere that had a club with tables where you got bottles, etc. And I do all my own graphics as well. Everything you ever see, I've designed.
I'm like that.
Photoshop or whatever, yeah. From back in the days of editing cars and all that business, you know.
We got taught in school for so context. Me and Kieron actually went to the same school. But yeah, carry on, my bro.
2 years older, innit? Yeah. Never. We always said hello, but we never really hung out, did we?
Yeah. Waiting for now.
Yeah. Stars align, innit? Stars align, bro.
Everything in its right time. Everything in its right time.
Still had some soul searching to do, man.
Yeah.
But everything I've always done is designed by me. Never really used a graphic designer or pay for their services or whatever. No hate on them, but I like everything to be me, authentically, and unapologetically.
With that.
If it's good or bad, it's me, and you'll grow to like it or hate it.
Yeah, love or hate. Yeah, I agree with that.
Self-made business.
Yeah.
But I made a CD that I YouTubed how to make diamond stitch backgrounds. You know, like, because obviously, like in a Lamborghini or in a VIP booth, that I would have imagined it would be like diamond stitch, like
okay,
you know what I mean, or like
yeah,
leather.
yeah.
So like I created the graphic of like a backdrop for the CD. I even worked out, so I dragged in a template from Google of a real CD with the dimensions, built it to that, worked out where the edge of the CD would be, and then put a stroke line of my own that would be just perfectly inside all the way around the CD, a white line that would be like a frame, and then the backdrop of the leather. Then on the front, it was Kieron J exclusive, and that was all it was called. It was completely back in the day. I was 21 or so, but it was a mindset of bringing me back to the Instagram advice that I said. I presented myself in a way of, this is a one-of-a-kind CD. You should feel on top of the world to have this.
Yeah, privilege.
Because one day it'll be a classic.
And it will be valuable.
And you've got one. It might not be worth monetary, but that sentimental nostalgia, I'm giving it you brand new because one day it will be nostalgic.
Yeah.
That was my mindset when I gave it to the people. And I gave it out everywhere. And it was still to this day, people come up to me and they're like, that CD, like that CD there is the one. And then there was other ones I did after that, and people come about that and this, that, and the other. But it was, they got that CD and looked at it, and I put time into crafting it. I had a vision, and I made people believe that I was already a part of that scene before I'd got the booking. And then it just carried me through for like a year or two. Carried me in. And then that was it. Looking back now, I never really thought about it like that, but looking back now, it worked like a treat.
I mean, to be fair, with your with what you just said to me about it carried you through, I can totally see that, because it allows you to stack on top of it.
Yeah, you're shaping your own outcome.
Yeah.
With a intention. It is manifestation at its rawest, you know? And I didn't discover that stuff until way later in my life.
You see, there's some people on that point, there's some people in life that get, I say we chose them, but I was going to say get gifts, but you don't get them. You choose them on entry to this beautiful planet. So my gift was muscles. I look at weights and I just swell up. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
Someone else would have to work the rice off. That for you is your gift. Do you know what I mean? Where it's natural. It's just you. Where for me now, I would have to make notes. I would have to write that down. I would have to work at that. I'd have to rehearse that. I'd have to preempt that.
You have to believe it yourself.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Where I feel like you are built different in a way that allows you to overcome obstacles, learn them backwards, and then think, oh, so I should have tripped up back there. Instead of thinking, oh, gate in front of me.
Yeah. Like, I look back and I'm like,
I should have tripped up. I didn't, but
somehow I made it through that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's it is like the best thing. Thoughts, actions, intentions, all aligned, and that the way I was moving at that time when I was trying to get my name out there, I was 21, baby girl, fresh, like I was a young father, 21, and it was make or break.
Yeah.
And have you ever read the book The Power of Broke?
No.
That kicked him.
Okay.
And it was like, you either run for this or give up.
Or let it go.
What?
That's me right now. That is me right now.
But the thing is, you've got to ask yourself the question, do you want to be the guy who said, I did it, it was hard, and it looked a lot better and easier than it was, but I did it, and now here's the reaping benefits.
Here's where I am.
Or would you rather be the guy who sits later on going, I could have done that, but I never did.
Yeah.
Which guy do you want to be?
First one. And that's definitely why we're here. It's definitely why I push. And I'm so ambitious. It's because so there's a wise man called Les Brown, American motivational speaker, black guy. He's really old now. But when I was younger, I was growing up listening to my mum, listening to his motivational videos. Now, where my voice comes from, I really want to talk and all this stuff. But the point I'm making is this guy says that you will have...
Would he come across as like a pastor in a way, sort of?
That
sort of approach,
yeah.
Speaks from the soul.
Yeah, sort of. Do you know what I mean? And he explained that around your deathbed, there's going to be versions of you. All the shoulda, woulda, couldas yous.
Yeah.
And what you need to do, this is everyone, you too, is we need to replace them shoulda, woulda, couldas with bodies. So I'd rather have Kieron there.
In the flesh.
Because I did something I was supposed to do. I don't know. I did my podcasting. Then Daniel Twist up there looking at me on the bed or on my last breath saying, look at what we could have been.
Yeah.
Look at who we could have been.
Instead I'm there going, look what we did, man.
Look what we did, man. We smashed it, bro. I see you on the other side. You did well. Blah, blah, blah. It's a deep thought, but
I like
it does settle with it sits with me and it does settle with me because I think, well, I don't want loads of versions of me all around me. I don't want to be
They're empty spots of people you should have been a part of their lives.
Yeah. I want all of them in me. So when I look around, I'm looking at people that I've built memories with, I've gone after adventures with, and these people are coming to say goodbye, as opposed to thinking, you annoyed me, Daniel, because you should have been Entrepreneur of the Year, you should have been Father of the Year, you should have been Husband of the Year, you should have been the Podcast of the
Son.
Do you know what I mean? And they're all versions of me talking to me, telling me how they all come to me. I should have been something and I didn't. I wasted the opportunity. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing about that is, leading on from that, like I had a moment in COVID where I'd been the people's person for so long. I realised that I was 28. I'd reached 28 and I didn't know how to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody. I knew how to command a room of 1,000 easily with my eyes closed. When you sit me down with one person...
It's difficult to engage.
I didn't know how to do it because I was so used to kind of being in the spotlight but invisible at the same time. I'm an introvert by nature. I'm a thinker. I observe and take everything in. I don't miss a trick. You won't get it past me. But I never say anything. Not in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to put that across to one-to-one conversations. Then I realised, which is why I got into teaching, I was talking to a lot of people who, bearing in mind for context, I was in Wales, in Aberystwyth, over by the sea. And I was talking to a lot of people who weren't that much younger than I was. And at their age, I was a father, I was a DJ, I was a son.
Yeah,
I was like, I'd travelled, I had to, I'd been everywhere, cities, countryside, or clubs, or places you shouldn't see your name next to these names, or you know what I mean, socially. And I remember talking to these people and they were so lost, and all I know how to do is listen. And I found a superpower in it because I didn't at the time realize that they just needed an ear. And then I've gone, can I be real with you? Because that's all I know how to be.
Yeah,
I don't know how to smooth it over. I'm very, very direct to the point when I'm giving someone advice. And
yes, you're freaking out. Carry on.
I don't know how to smooth the edges. I'll just give you a mirror, and that's it. Look at the person who's opening up and talking to me. Actually look at yourself saying these things, and like witness yourself speaking like this.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Like, you know, what would you change about yourself? And have you thought about it this way? Have you thought about it that way? Asking them questions that made them answer their own problems.
Yeah, inquisitive. Inquisitive questions that makes them reflect and create the answer or find the answer themselves.
Within themselves, they say it.
Yeah.
And then I sit back and I used to go, that's what you need to do. And then some of them went on and did it. Others ignored me and hit the bottle, or you know what I mean? They weren't ready to face themselves.
Yeah.
The others, they've gone on and done things, and they've come back to me and gone, that conversation that we had that night changed it. It just clicked. Like, thank you for giving me your time. And I'm like, I was just...
Yeah, being you.
Yeah, I was just there. That. I just happened to be there at the time. But I do feel like that's kind of something that I enjoy doing.
You know, one thing I will say on that? When someone says to you, thank you, I was going to say never. Not saying never, it's instructive. But do your best not to reply with, it was nothing. Because if that's everything to somebody, bearing in mind you've never said that. So I'm just...
My usual response would be, thank yourself, because you chose to invest time in the right person that allowed you to find the answers for yourself. I will never be someone who says, do this, do that, go this way, and you'll be all right. Because it's very circumstantial.
100%. What I meant was, it's nothing. Oh, Kieron, you know what? That chat we had really helped me. Like I said, you know what? Thanks for the chat, bro. Helped me, man. Like, made me look at things different, X, Y, and Z, as we do when we reason, we have a proper grown man's talk. Do you know what I mean? And I said, so I say thank you. But the point I'm making is, if you replied, oh, it was nothing, even though it's a figure of speech, you're saying, don't worry about it. Which you've never said, I'm just saying this, but by you saying, or by someone saying it was nothing, so I'm talking to you, to the viewer, I never say it was nothing. By you responding it was nothing, and you've just done everything for somebody, you've made their everything nothing, or at least equal to nothing. Do you know what I mean? To a certain degree.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean?
No, I understand.
It all comes down to wordplay. But it's like, no problem, I enjoy doing it.
You have to choose your words so wisely with people.
Do? Because if you responded, no problem, I enjoyed it, I'm still up. I'm gassed. I didn't waste his time. He got something from it. He enjoyed it.
The other thing that I do is I go, okay, cool, so what's next?
Yeah.
Because
it's open.
The other thing is as well, it's very easy to rest on laurels. I was in that dark place and I got out of it.
Yeah.
Now you can't tell me anything. Actually, you've just got out the well. There's a whole forest to walk through.
100%. By yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there's people to listen, but no one's going to tell you where home is because they don't know. They've never been.
So we have a closing tradition on this podcast. And it is, what 3 things are you grateful for?
Okay.
So, what 3 things are you grateful for? It could be varied, it could be small, it could be massive.
I'm grateful for the present moment.
Brilliant.
Always.
I'm grateful for the present moment as well.
Yeah. I am very, very grateful for it. Thank you. Man. Thank you for having me. Allowing me grateful. A platform to just talk.
Yeah.
You know? Hopefully people have seen a different side to what they may see when you're giving me a shit request and I just don't want to talk to you. Do you know what I mean? I'm busy because I've got 1,100 tracks to go through that I'm picking the right ones for tonight. I'm not being rude. But I am grateful for that present moment just because the present is all we promised.
It's true, man.
Your past is your past, which is fine.
Can't change it, though.
You can't change it.
Don't let it define you.
But you can make good of it.
Yeah.
In the present. So, future ain't promised. job done. Grateful for family. Grateful for family. My missus, my mum, my dad, my stepdad, my sister, my daughter, my daughter's mother. I'm just grateful.
Yeah.
I am grateful.
Gratitude. And I'm not surprised, Kieron, with vibe, man, but I'm really happy with everything you're saying. I mean, I always am, but I am, because like every time I'm always listening, I'm like a proud brother from across the pond that was like, go on, Kay. Go on, Kay. But it's true, because like, you know, I'm very grateful for everything. I'm so grateful for life. I'm grateful for being present. I'm grateful for everything. But it's nice to see someone else who is grateful for everything. Don't forget, you're beautiful. And with beautiful people, in this day plastic world, beauty is covered with a pretty or stunning or striking sticker. Do you know what I mean?
Skin deep.
So then, exactly. So then now, when you see someone talking so authentically, so purely from their heart, from their soul, it's lovely. But a lot of the time, I was like, it's full of shit. No, it's because you don't have that confidence to talk from your passion, your love, and your strength yourself. So then you'll reflect that onto someone else. So now whenever I watch Buff, I'm always gassed. I'm just listening. I'm like, you know what? It's right. Family, kids, the moment. You said your baby's mother, daughter's mother, which that's so beautiful. That's something I would say. Like, I am grateful for everything. My mum passed, and it's a double-edged sword, because I'm grateful that I got time with her. But the man I am today, since she's passed, she'd be so proud. But then if I had her today, I wouldn't be the man. So it's like, but I'm grateful for every moment of my life. So I'm just so happy.
My granddad passed years and years ago now, but he taught me how to be a man. He taught me the old school ways. He was married up until his deathbed, and it was, right, you've got to treat her in a way that she's right. You know what I mean? You know, on my dad's side, there was a saying, it was said at a wedding many, many years ago. So the secret to a successful marriage, I've been married now, it was my great uncle Bob and his wife, my auntie Joan. He said, the secret is 2 words. Yes, dear. That is it. Because whenever everything gets bad and they argue and this, he goes, yes, dear, no problem. We'll move on. Basically close the book and keep it moving. So I'm grateful for, you know, as I say, the present moment and family.
And the third one?
And I'm torn, because I could be grateful for the talent I've got, but that also ties in with being grateful for me.
Self-love, which I'm very proud to hear again, because a lot of people choose outside. So when I hear you speak, I'm very proud, because it's strength. It's so strong. It's strength to choose yourself, but you could have said you're grateful for your conviction, grateful for whatever.
It's just knowing that up until today, I have made the right choices. I have.
Well done,
I have.
Well done,
They've not always been easy. Lately, I've had difficult choices to make. And I've had to, I also know as well that for every decision, there is a little penance you have to pay, especially if it comes at the cost of moving away from something that was working and didn't need changing, but at the cost of, you know, holding back and moving away from something. I've also reaped other benefits in creativity, in expression, which is why I was keen to do this podcast, to be honest. Because where I'm at now, I'm grateful for everybody I've ever worked with, everybody who's ever given me a chance, everybody who's just rang me up and said, can you fill in tonight? Or they've put some kind of belief there that I'm the man for the job.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm grateful for the ones who will learn that in the future and use it. That's it. Like, I'm grateful for me, my family, and the present moment, because that's all I've got. Me, the family, and the present moment.
No, I love that. I absolutely love that. Thank you very much, man, for the podcast.
And thank you for having me on. I really appreciate
honestly,
it.
It's been brilliant. I know for a fact that you will be a returning guest, because not only will the audience love you, but you've got so much to share. We vibe in such a way that I'm really looking forward to some of the things that I've got up my sleeve off camera. But no, I really am, because it's really going to be so engaging that we are going to get told, all right, time to go, because we've been chatting for that long.
Yeah,
because I'm looking.
The cleaners are in.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, man, it's brilliant. Honestly, today we won. Thank you very much, man. Absolute gas to have you here.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming to my home as well.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful place. It's an absolute beautiful place. I love your setup. I feel very welcome here. So yeah, thank you very much.
You're always family here, bro.
Respect, my bro,
you
man.
Always be welcome.
Thank you. Respect. Today we won, guys. Big love and respect to you all, man.
He was Twist Up.
And he is DJ Kieron J. Thank you, guys. Excellent.